can I survive with just this knife, a small fire starter, pot and the clothes that I'm wearing when it's below freezing outside? I have no tent, no sleeping bag, I'm all alone here in the wilderness. So let's see if I can make it through the night. Enjoy! Okay, so first things first, I need to look for a place where I have easy access to water, easy access to firewood, and preferably some building material to build my shelter. Also, it would be nice to find a spot where there's no snow, so that it would be warmer during the night. Oh, look at that! Those are moose traces. And don't let the weather fool you. It's currently around +5 and it's really warm because the sun is shining. But in the night it should still go below freezing. Oh man, check this out. Oh, it's like if somebody came here and put all this firewood for me. Look! Yeah. Somebody definitely piled these up here. So right here I would have quite a lot of firewood. But the question is there any water around? I can always, in an emergency, melt the snow, but you can see how dirty it is. So I'm not very keen to use that. I'd rather find some kind of small creek or something. And right here, let's see. Yep, this right here is a nice tar stump or fat wood. Right here you can see goes this kind of a small creek, but there's no water flowing in it. That's still frozen under there. I walked a little bit upstream. Let's see if I can find water here. Oh, I think here we have some. Oh no, no, good thing that I noticed. Look, I have water here, but it's filled with capercaillie poop. Right there and right under there. Right where my water source is. No. Let's go still a bit further and let's see. Oh man, check this out. This looks nice. I mean, I could definitely get water from here. I am not too far from the place where I found the firewood. And as you see behind me, there is no snow. Also, there is a nice spot where there is no snow. And right there, I have a nice and dense forest of young trees where I can get building material for the shelter. Because I have no top, no nothing, and I don't want to be laying against the ground. So I have to build some kind of a bed and then some kind of a roof. And all the building I'll do with just this tiny knife, or should I say multi-tool. There is a big blade and a saw. But the fact is that these are still really tiny compared to what I'm used to. Usually when I do this kind of trips, I have a much bigger saw, so I can cut down standing dead trees, and then I have a proper knife. But now I'm trying to simulate a scenario where if I would get lost with all the equipment that I usually carry on a day hike, would I survive through the night? I'm surprised how quick that was. Okay, you know what? After thinking for a while, I think I'll actually just sleep on the ground because this moss here is really dry. If I put enough spruce branches there, I can get myself higher up from the ground to build really great insulation because it's going to take a long time to build a proper bed. Also, the ground here is really uneven and I don't have any rope or anything I could level up these beams. And I'm not exactly sure if I even have to make a roof, because you can see right down here, this spot is really well protected with branches. It shouldn't rain during the night, and if we get some rain, I think it should be snow, not rain. Oh, come on, look at this. There's a bunch of really fresh moose poop right here. Let's test our fancy bed. Oh, whew. I think this will be actually really cozy. I'm just not exactly sure if this is enough, because I need a lot to insulate myself from the cold ground. Next up, I want to use as much time as I possibly can to find firewood, because surviving through a night without the sleeping bag requires a lot of firewood. Thankfully, there are a lot of smaller standing dead trees, and I also found that big jackpot of huge trees that somebody piled there. Anyways, finding a big pile like this in a real survival situation would be a jackpot. I have no idea who put this here and what's the reason. This is really dry and it will definitely burn well. Oh. Now I just need to carry this to the camp. That was quite a lot of work. Now obviously I was super lucky to find this much firewood just laying around. But unfortunately this is not enough to survive through a single night, so we have to go and try find more. I'm not sure if this is too thick for the knife, but let's try that. There we go, got that down with just this tiny saw. So that is how much I was able to saw in from each direction. I'm really surprised on how well this saw performed. Oh man, this is heavy. But I have to get this to my camp. Ooh. Now of course I don't want to leave behind all those really dry branches. I collected all the firewood from that direction. Now let's continue this direction to see what we'll find. I still have around 3 hours of daylight left, and like I said, I just want to spend as much time finding firewood, because when it's dark in the night, if I run out of firewood, I can't find any from this forest, I bet. I'm not gonna rip that whole thing apart. Come on, look, check this out. There is a really old nest inside this stump, so I won't be destroying this one anymore. Thankfully this forest is just filled with dead trees. I think I soon might have enough. I'm still a bit worried that I don't have that many like really big ones, because those small ones, especially dried, decayed small trees, burn really quickly. So I need to find some bigger ones. I don't have many more options left than to just use the saw and cut down this one. I was able to saw it all around. It's just crazy. Man, this thing was heavy. Oh, my feet are freezing. Oh, so freezing. Oh no, this is bad. Look, my socks are completely soaked. And so is my boot, actually both of my boots, which means that I already need to ignite the fire and try to get myself nice and warm and dry, because I'm not gonna sleep at all during the night if I have wet boots, because my feet will be freezing. I need to get those dry before I go to sleep. First things first, I need to go and pick some really dry and thin lowest spruce branches that I can start the fire with. And let's go see if I can get some fresh birch bark. So I will be using this kind of mini tool fire ant set. And what's great about that is that it screws on to the Victorinox multi-tool right here. So this part is a small fire steel and this part is a small fire starter. This is my first time using this, so let's see if I manage to get the fire going. If I understood correctly, I'm supposed to like break this. And this one is like any regular fire steel. It is just really tiny. Ah, shoot. Oh! I mean, that was surprisingly easy. There we go. So I'm going to use these to make some kind of holders for my shoes so that I can get them really close and dry them up. And I'll use this to get my water to boil. Oi, oi, oi! That was deep! Oh man, thankfully I didn't fall on the knife. But look! My leg went there! That is a ridiculously deep hole. I'm doing this with limited food. Well, that's also always subjective, because I always eat a lot when I'm outdoors. So I only have a porridge for the morning, sausages and a small piece of meat. And I'm really hungry already, so I'll cook some sausages. Ugh. That's from my sock. Oh man, that's not good. That's not good. Thankfully, I am not on snow, so I can probably just walk barefoot here until I get my shoes dried up. I think that's not close enough. I hanged my shoes to this log so that they are nice and close to the coals and can dry there. And now let's grill some sausages. That's done. Let's put this here to cool down. The only thing left for me to do now is to just sit here, keep a small fire, nothing big, and try to get my socks and boots dry for the night. Oh man. Just had a 1 hour time lapse. I've been sitting here and trying to get my boots to dry. My socks are almost dry already, but my boots are still soaked. I'm just like stuck in the camp because I'm barefoot here. But hunger is the most annoying thing for me. Like honestly, I already ate almost all of my sausages and I'm still really hungry and I can't do anything. I'm just like feeling so bad right now here that I think I'll already make some kind of supper. My plan was to try survive through this with limited foods, like something that I would take with me when I go camping for a day hike, for example. I mean, I could survive, but it would be just horrible to spend the time here. So, just in case, I took some boneless lamb chump. So, let's grill some lamb. I bet that cooking these will take some time, so it's great to just dry out my shoes and slowly cook this lamb. Oh man, look at these. Thankfully, I did take a little bit of salt with me. Look at that. Oh yeah, this lamb is really good. Either I'm just super hungry or this is the best tasting lamb I've ever had. Now that's done, and it was a great decision to take additional food. Eating well also helps staying warm, because if you're full, your body has more to burn during the night to keep yourself warm. I think I still need to boil some more water. My water started boiling, and as you can see, the sun is going down. I mean, it just got really dark really quickly. I sat down here, just drying up my shoes. They are finally dry enough that I think I'll manage through the night. And although I'm practicing survival skills here, it's not an excuse to not brush your teeth. I mean, that's giving so much heat. Let's still take this thermometer far away from the camp so in the morning we can see how cold it was during the night. Right about there. But it's my time to go to sleep in this cozy bed. I mean, this is actually my first time ever sleeping on ground. in this kind of a spruce branch bed. So let's see if I'm able to stay warm. I'm mostly worried that my hip will start to freeze from the cold that comes through the ground. But if that happens, I just need to get up, heat it up by the fire and go back to sleep. Anyways, I'll keep you updated during the night because I know for sure that I have to stoke the fire plenty times. But let's hope I'll stay warm. See you guys in the morning. Good night. It's getting too hot. Oh no, I have a second fire over there. No! Good morning. Oh man, I slept actually surprisingly well. I mean, of course I had to wake up to stoke the fire a few times, but it wasn't nearly as bad and I didn't use at all that much firewood as I expected. I mean, look, I burned only the tip of this one. I still have 3 logs there and everything I collected from that direction here. I'm really surprised how little I used, but it was a really warm night and at one point I even had to go further from the fire because it was too hot right here. The coldest at night was almost -3 degrees Celsius. So I'm really surprised how warm I stayed and how little firewood I used. This pond is completely frozen. Like I said, this was just like a simulation on would I survive with the equipment that I would normally take with me on a day hike if I, for example, got lost. But my worst enemy would be hunger. Yeah, I can't go long periods of time without eating something. I start feeling like really weak really quickly if I don't get energy. I mean, I can deal with the feeling of hunger. I fasted, I think it was 3 days at one point in my life. But just when I'm doing physical work, I really need to eat. So that's done. Oh, that's a hazel grouse. It is so nice that after a trip like this, there's not that much to pack. So, I am actually surprised how well this tiny multi-tool from Victorinox performed. The blade is tall enough and nice and sharp. The saw performed surprisingly well cutting down this firewood. I was really lucky to find that big pile of firewood here, but I still used the saw to cut down these 2 standing dead trees. So I think that if I didn't find the pile, I would have spent more time chopping down standing dead trees with this and I would have survived anyways. And there's also a bunch of other tools I didn't use, like a bottle opener, a screwdriver, wine bottle opener and so forth. And I was also surprised how handy this really tiny fire starter was. I didn't expect to be getting the fire going that quickly. And if I remember correctly, this and the fire starter are both waterproof. So in a small package like this, you have yourself a really handy survival tool. And of course, right now I had really good weather. I think it snowed at one point during the night, but I didn't have to build a roof. Building a roof would have been possible with this. I just would have needed some rope probably in addition. Now this was a lovely campsite. Offered me with easy access to water, a lot of firewood and building material for my bed, and I slept surprisingly well. Now if you got interested on this multi-tool that I used to survive through the night, it's called Victorinox Forester, and the fire starter thingy was called Fireant from Victorinox. If you want to get one for yourself, just check your nearest retailer. Now this is the end of the trip, so if you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you won't miss my upcoming adventures. I post a new adventure every single Saturday. But otherwise, thank you for watching and see you on our next adventure.